Hello there guys. Today I'm going to troubleshoot this sound that apparently is coming from one of the pulleys on the front end. Quite annoying. So let's go ahead and troubleshoot it. Just by the visual look, I've noticed that the tensioner pulley, maybe I don't know if I can show you here, it's shaking quite a lot. So I'm just going to do a quick audio test per se. This is the instrument that we're going to use. A long screwdriver connected to this gallon bottle. Let's go ahead and kind of test it. So the idea is that if we touch it, it should amplify the sound. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Be careful that you don't touch the belt or anything. If you can hear, definitely the sound coming from this pulley. So, one more time. Now you can hear it. For sure, this is the tensioner pulley. We're going to be doing the drive belt, tensioner pulley, a couple of idler pulleys, and the oil filter housing gasket. So this is, I don't intend to be make it like a step-by-step instructional video, because there are a couple of pretty good videos out there. I do want to give you a couple of quick tips maybe along the way. One, I would say before we get started, draw yourself a picture of the nuts and bolts that you want to remove, and also put the torque specs. It's always good, and maybe kind of the tools that you need. I just figured I did not have T60 socket torque, so I had to go in and grab one. So it's always good. Similarly, for the belt diagram, you may want to draw the diagram beforehand. So with that, I'll just put it on recording and go from there. All right, so we got the major removal part done. We've removed the air filter housing from here, the fan as well. I removed the fan so that I have enough clearance here, and the support bar. And we moved these AC pipes out of the way just so that it gives us more. Now see, we have clear access to this air oil filter housing, plus the belts and tensioners and everything. So I'll go ahead and start removing the belt, and then I'll move on to the removing the air filter housing. But for that, we'll have to first loosen up the intake manifold just a little bit, because there's one nut here that we need access, and it's not because it's the intake manifold is blocking that. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. So I went ahead and removed the tensioner, belt tensioner here, and 2 idler pulleys, and also the belt. And now the next step for me would be to loosen all the nuts for the air intake manifold, make some space, and then open up the air filter housing and the oil filter housing. Guys, so far the hardest part was getting to that last nut all the way to the back. I struggled a lot, but one quick tip is if you can see it, you have a much better chance of opening it. So I would say move these cables out of the way, and then you'll have, at least you can see it, and then you can fit your socket onto it. And the other tip was that I noticed that there was a lot of debris on my intake manifold, and I know I was going to loosen it up. So if you have air or a shopper, so try to clean that before you wiggle open the intake manifold. Tip: do not use the regular 12-point socket to open this ETORX E10 bolt. I've completely rounded it off, and now I'm struggling, and none of the methods that I've used so far are working. I'll keep you posted how if I'm able to open it. All right, guys, so finally I was able to loosen this bolt using this nut extractor that I ordered overnight from Amazon. The problem was that it's a E10 screw, and none of these bits exactly would fit. So I had to use my Dremel tool to kind of surface off, flatten the kind of couple of sides of the bolt, and then what I did was I used the new nut removal tool to loosen it, but I also used the lubricant to loosen up a little bit, which kind of helped. So yeah, there you go. It's a $12–15 tool, but if you don't have it, this is what it can cost. So I went ahead and installed the new belt tensioner and the two idler pulleys. I also torqued them to specs, 38 Newton meters for the tensioner and 60 Newton meters for the two pulleys. I'm gonna go ahead and now put the intake manifold back, torque it to specs, and then I think I'll be ready to just put in the belt.